Hi, folks. Welcome to another episode of, I nearly said Aging Gracefully. It's WTF, but the topic is Aging Gracefully. And because the three of us are probably a little bit older than 25 or even 30, it's a topic that touches all of us at some point in our lives. And I noted it was Alan's birthday yesterday. So, Alan, maybe you should take this away.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me of that. When it's talk about aging gracefully, you're trying to make a comment about it.
Just an observation, just an observation.
But it is a case of, well, the thing is, I think too many people are trying to impress everybody else. I see it on social media, the way people are dressing and the clothes they're wearing and everything else. It's difficult to really connect with them. I am my age. This is who I am. And I don't need to make any, apologies to anybody or anything like that for being my age. But I do, be very careful about the way I do present myself to people. I'm not a kid anymore. I don't get out on the floor and play with the young kids, with games and things like that, because my body can't do that. But it's dressing, behaving, and treating myself the right way to make sure that I am aging gracefully. I believe that, if we have that, we actually stay younger. And when we're trying to be younger, we actually show everybody that we're worried about our age. And I think that then stands out.
Yeah, I love what you said. I am my age. I think that's fantastic because yes, we arrive at all those milestones through our lives, and trying to deny those milestones, I think it's really counterproductive, and it just gets a bit pathetic, really. Angela, what do you think about that?
Well, I was just thinking how, when you look at like the new world, Australia and the US, everybody is really youth obsessed. It's about Botox, it's about cosmetic surgery. And you look at actors that come from Australia and they're all Botox to an inch of their lives. But when you go to Europe and you watch movies, I watch movies from Europe, and there is not that much Botox around. People are really aging gracefully. They own their age. But here, this is obviously many years ago, but I was in my early 40s and I was having this conversation with somebody who said that this was the time for me to start Botoxing. And I'll just take my glasses off to demonstrate this. I said, yeah, that'll go down really well when I sit in front of my clients and I go, I can really empathize with you because we know that because Botox impacts our ability to empathize because we don't have the micro muscle movements anymore that we mirror to the other person.
That's right.
So if I really want to be in a job where I connect with people emotionally, I couldn't imagine not being able to do that because my face is just so frozen. And I just find it really sad that we now go through these lengths in order to feel and look youthful because it is anything but. And it's not just women, it's men too now.
Absolutely, and the great irony when it comes to actors, that I read something fairly recently about Hollywood actors that they can't get work anymore because they've had so much Botox. As you say, they can't actually express
No expressions.
most expressions. So it's absolutely counterproductive, and it's very sad. It's very sad.
All three of us work in
Trying
the
to be
area.
someone that you're not is it never works, and that's essentially trying to be someone that you're not. Sorry, Al.
Well, all three of us, we work in the area of communication, and we all know that the words that are said, the actual language itself, the words only have a certain amount of meaning. The information that we get is from the nonverbals. And so it's imperative we're able to see those expressions in people's faces.
Absolutely.
As you said, Andrew, in the Western world, all the surgery that's going on, and when the face can't move, it's hard to tell. And every time I give a talk, I talk about the facial features and those little lines that are out the side of our faces that, people, I prefer to call them laughter lines, but some people call them crow's feet. I always say to women, I've always heard the story. I remember growing up, my uncle used to say to me, beauty's only skin deep, but ugly goes all the way to the bone. And but then when I'm giving talks, those lines out the corner of the face, what women don't realize is that's beauty that goes all the way to the bone.
Absolutely.
Because you don't get those unless you've smiled a lot, really smiled, because the muscles around the eyes get so tight, you cause those wrinkles. The only other time is out in the sun, and it's the squinting at the sun, and therefore you've got the different coloured texture between the surface and the lines.
Mm.
But most people, most of the women I see, haven't got that from the sun. They've got that from being really happy. They're the ones I want to talk to. They're the ones that you can see the beauty in their soul. Otherwise, Botox, well, look at some of the women in America that have had Botox, and they don't even look human anymore.
No, that's right. And isn't it interesting when you the kind of thing you're talking about, looking at the lines of experience, essentially, when you look into someone's eyes who's not young anymore, you can just see the experience, the life they've lived in their eyes and around their eyes. And it's, I nearly said a rude word then, it's truly beautiful. It's just so lovely to be able to relate. Even if you don't know what the experience is, you can see it there, and it's just fantastic. Just beautiful.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I've totally lost track of time because this is such an interesting conversation.
Yeah, well, let's not drag it out if we don't need to. But I think, we've a few minutes. That's fine. And because we've got to go and age a bit more before the next episode.
Don't worry, I've been doing that fine, as you pointed out. Just had a birthday. Thank you very much, Chris.
Indeed, I call it another year of experience, and that's what's good about it. It's another year of experience. And another year on the planet, and as someone said, at least we're the right side of the grass still. So that's
yes, exactly.
So thanks for joining us again, folks. And it's all about building bridges of experience and respect, one conversation at a time. See you next time.